in real estate, right? Relationships, you hear a lot about that. Building relationships, establishing relationships. But sometimes those are a little bit hard to know where to start in building a relationship. So, how do you recommend, or how do you personally connect and build relationships with investors?
No, that's another great question. Relationships are super important. Of course, you mentioned piggybacking off what you just said. One of the things that's important when it comes to investing is location. It's all about location. But I would equally say, relationships is just as important as well. There's a lot of moving parts when it comes to real estate, even in the investment arena, because you have different individuals, different teams that are respond have different responsibilities to create and paint the full picture from start to finish. And so for me, being an investor, also working with investors, networking is key. They always say your net worth is your network is your net worth. So the more relationships that you can develop, that you can have, the stronger position you can obtain in the investment world. And so, for example, I would, and some people out there may be familiar with this and maybe not. But when I first started to divvy into the investment world, I started from ground zero. So one of the things that I did, and I still recommend to this day from anyone who's just getting started, is to utilize the different platforms out there that allows us to be able to quickly connect with other investors, other, realtors, anyone in the real estate arena, lenders, hard money lenders. I utilize one of the platforms that I utilize is called Meetup. Meetup is in essence, a networking website, very similar to the Facebooks and the Instagrams of the world. I stumbled across this information back in 2013, and I was able to join. And from there, I was able to connect with a variety of different investment groups, like-minded individuals who would come together on a monthly basis to network, brainstorm, share ideas, share properties they may have, connect with wholesalers. And so I started to attend these meetings, and I still do to this day. Just to kind of give you an idea, most recently in January on the 18th, I attended a networking breakfast and exchange meeting on the 18th in Arlington, Texas. About 30 or so members actually showed up, and all we did was really just brainstorm different ideas, share different tidbits, different contacts, different relationships, and developing those relationships to be able to help me and help other investors be able to identify their strategies that you mentioned, open their eyes and their minds to different ideas, different concepts, different areas that they're not familiar with. So I would say utilizing your platforms, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Meetup is a very great one. And then not just to build the relationship or build that connection, but also be able to create a follow up process from a communication standpoint, whether it's via phone calls, emails, text messages, just staying in touch with other investors because you never know where your next deal, your next opportunity may come from. So being able to stay in the know, staying connected, staying at the forefront of everyone else that's in the investment arena will really help you go a long way of being able to identify your next project, your next opportunity.
Wow, man, you just dropped some gems. Wow, that was very, very insightful, and definitely relationships. You talked about Meetup, you talked about Facebook, Instagram, and different platforms, LinkedIn that we all know about. But I'll raise my hand, right, and say in building of these different relationships, where I've noticed an opportunity area for myself is the follow up and having a follow up process. So I absolutely love that you did mention about following up and how to follow up. And I think that's something that no matter if you're a realtor, if you're an investor, a team member at a corporate company, your follow up is is very key in
Yes.
establishing and strengthening those relationships. So